All right, welcome back, everybody. Long time no chat. Today we're going to be learning how to rig figures inside of Moho14 today. So we're just going to be keeping it very basic. So today we're just going to be starting with like a stick man or something like that. I can't draw very well, but if you're an artist, you can rig pretty much anything. And then from this point, we're going to wait about a day or so, get everybody to learn the tutorial right. And then once you guys are familiar with how to rig a character, because it's very easy inside of Moho14, then we'll move on to the more advanced things like switch layers. We can get into like the voice sync and all that fun stuff, or the lip syncing and all whatnot, and switch layers, smartphones. There's a bunch of things we can do. So this is by far one of my favorite animation software. So when you open it, it's going to look something like this, except your timeline might be a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to bring that back down. Okay, so once we start, what we want to do, you're probably noticing you don't know how to add a layer to anything. So if you look over on the side of your screen on the right, you will see your layer panel. If you want to create a new layer of any kind or an option of any kind into your scene, you want to click this little file button right here, and you got your vector, you got your image, you got your group. So I'll show you a whole bunch of cool things you can do with this, like masking and all that, and everything can happen super simple. So I'm going to show you very quickly how easy it is to rig something. So what we're going to do is just start with a basic head. So we're going to be making a stick man today. So just make sure your color up here is set to black and you are on shape. So over on the left up in the top hand corner, you'll see you have pencils, freehand, blob brush, and you got your draw shapes. So up at the top, we're going to click oval, and then what we're going to do is just start our first layer like so. I'm just going to get a good size because we can resize everything later, and it is vector, so if you zoom in, you don't get any aliasing around that, and there's plenty of options to clear all that up. Whoops. And if you right click and drag, you can move it around on your screen, which is really nice. And this is tablet friendly, so if you want to use like a drawing tablet, that works as well. So once we have the head, that's it. All we have to do is go ahead and make another layer. So we're just going to click that little file icon, and we're going to click vector, and then we're just going to go up into the top. We're going to click the box, and I'm just going to make a body. Except for the body, we do want it to flex in the middle, but we're just going to make it one shape because I want to show you the cool main feature about Moho, and it's the whole flexi binding thing, which is a lot of fun. So we're just going to get a torso for the character. So we're going to make it about that long. And again, we're just going to keep going through, and we're going to keep making vectors until we have all of our body parts. So we're just going to go vector, and I'm going to do the arms now. So we'll say it's about that long for the upper half, and then I'm going to go up into the left hand side. Up here you'll see a bunch of new tools like fill, you got your shape deformation. This you can add points, so if you want to change the shape of something, you could zoom in and click this, and then you could add your points like that. Grab your tool, and then you could, you know, warp your shape if you really wanted to, but we're just going to leave it like that. I'm going to copy this with Control C. I'm going to create another vector. I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to put it just ahead like this, so when we rig it, we can just see how far away everything is. That way you're not dragging bones onto one part and dragging over another. This just helps keep things organized. So the next thing we're going to do is click vector. I'm going to paste the next one, and we're just going to keep doing this until we have all our parts. Okay, so we'll just start like this just so I can show you the rig, because we can just add the legs after this. So once we have all the layers that we want, you can go on and draw any of them. The order does matter, so if you want the head on top, just drag that to the top layer. But the next thing we want to do is, after we're done creating that final layer, we want to come up to the file button. We want to create a bone layer. You can name this whatever you want, because eventually you will have a bunch of these characters in your scene. And if you save a project file and you go to File, Open on that same project, you can import characters from other projects or just open the project. So that's also a really cool feature. But the first thing we need to do is put all of our layers inside of that bone layer. So you're just going to hold Shift, click, and then we're going to drag that into the bone. Now just click that bone layer, and up at the top your tools will change, and we're going to click the one with the plus, and we're going to go down. The first bone you add will always be the position or the root bone, so always put that off of your character, because when you grab this, it's going to move all of your character. The second bone will actually be the start to your torso. So what we're going to do is bring this up to about halfway, because we are going to flexi bind this torso here. And we're just going to keep dragging up like that. That way we don't overlap the bones. And then from the head, don't go down to the arms. What you want to do is go up into your bone select tool up in the corner. You want to select your upper torso bone, and then you want to go back to create bone and then start it here. That way this is the parent bone for your arms. So again, we want to click the upper torso bone. Click and drag. And then drag like so, and now you have pretty much a full rig. So the next thing we need to do is change the influence. This matters if you have warping from one layer to another, so sometimes when you move this bone it'll start to flex the head a little bit, but we're going to be doing this where none of that happens. So what we're going to do is click this little tool here. It shows a bone with a blue circle around it as the icon. And what we're going to do is just make these shapes the exact size as the shape that we're controlling. And then make this first bone we created 0. So just drag that all the way down to as far as you can. We're going to take the head and we're going to move it down like that. So if you tried to pose it now, everything would be all messed up and some bones would be connected, some aren't. What we have to do now is go to our bone select tool. So up in the top corner, we're going to go to layer 1 down in our corner here on the right hand side. With that bone selected and on the layer, you can tell which layer you're on by the outline around it. It's the only one with it, and the bone will be red. Press Ctrl-Shift-F on your keyboard, and you'll see that it gets more red. You can change that to be a different color. I used to have it green, but we're going to do that for every layer. That way none of these layers influence each other. And now here for the torso, what we need to do is select both of them. So hold Shift and then click both of the bones. Then do Ctrl-Shift-F, and then that will set them both to that same layer. And then what we need to do is go to this Add Point button right here up at the top. And we need to add 2 points where this torso is going to flex. So right here where the bones are. So now when we bend it, it will bend at these points. So that's another great thing about Moho. So now we can go to layer 3. Again, we want to go to our bone select tool. Sometimes it'll change position on you. Now it's down here. Select the bone, Ctrl-Shift-F, and we're going to do that for all of them. All right, now you get your bones all connected. So if you click your bone layer again and you click this up here on the farthest corner, manipulate bone, that's your transform tool. If you click your bone, you'll notice that you can now move your rig just as you would. And if we bend the torso, you'll notice that it flexi binds around those points that we added. That's why I specifically told you to do that. You could make it 2 objects if you want. And the first bone, like I said, is to control the root position. So you're probably wondering, oh no, I messed things up. That's perfectly fine. If you just click on another layer and just click like a brush tool, it'll just snap back to your default way before you rig the character. So it's always nice to have it laid out like this. That way you can just go in and draw on these layers after you rig it. So that's another really good thing about Moho, is it gives you the freedom to do a lot of things Toon Boom and a lot of other softwares don't, like Blender. So now that we have all of our bones in position and we just want to assemble our character correctly, we can go up here to this little bone tool, offset bone, and then we're just going to grab any bone and then we're just going to move it to where we want it. About there, we have none on the hips, and then we're going to bring the head down, and as you see, the head is behind these layers, so we're going to take our layer 1 and then we're just going to bring that up above layer 6 so it is on the top, and we're going to go back to our bone layer. So if you go into edit and you select a layer, it'll go back into your default edit mode, and you have to be on frame 0 to go into edit mode. If you have anything further in the timeline with keyframes or anything, just go back to frame 0 and that'll be your edit mode. Then you can redraw on things and stuff like that. And in another tutorial, I'll teach you how to do frame by frame animation as well. But this is rigging in case you want to do keyframes. And the fun thing is you can mix the 2 of them if you really want. So in another tutorial, I'll show you how to do switch layers. And they work really well for making characters talk and blink and stuff like that. And we'll do smart bones as well. So you can kind of rotate your character's head in 3D with a bone. So that's always fun to do as well. So with our rig selected, now that we have our character, so you can position his position with the position bone there, the root bone. And if you use this bottom layer, whoops, we want to be on our bone manipulate tool. And as you see, we can now animate if we really wanted to. And we kind of have the start to a character. So you can move them around any way you want, and none of the bones influence each other. A cool thing about Moho is you can have influence. So if your arms were just one drawing, you could easily rig that and just have it flexibind. They do not need to be separate objects. So for example, if I went back into vector and we just created a new vector and then I just drew something, right? So like, let's just pretend that's an arm to a character's body or something like that. And these are the cuffs, that's the shoulder. If I added another bone layer, and I drag this layer into that bone layer, click the bone layer, we can now create bone. So again, the position bone first. Like that, and just up like that. Or you could go down if you really wanted to, so we could probably do that. That might work better. And then we can go down, and then we'll work on point bones as well. So you can add target bones and point bones, so that's always really fun. But right here, we need to add a point so we can flex around this area here. So again, go up to your add point tool and just add some points here just to allow it to flex around the arm there. And then when we go back to your bone tool, if you just select your tool, you'll notice that you can just kind of move your drawing around like that. It's really simple to do. So as you see, when we move this top bone, it has influence and it's stretching the bottom. We don't want that to happen. So you have to take your influence and make your influence lighter. So put that like almost nearly on the bone. And then you have a rigged arm just from one drawing, right? Like we didn't have to make separate objects to do this. And if you wanted to flexi-bind this so it didn't have influence or this didn't have influence over that, you just press Control-Shift-F with that layer selected, of course. And that would snap back, and now it's flexi-bound. So now you got rid of that flexi-binding, right? So that's a really good example of what I was talking about there. But we can go ahead and delete that example from the list. So you're not restricted to using separate objects to create a rig. You can just do any drawing. You can even import PNGs and rig them, and it's super easy. So for example, right now I could go to my layer 1 if I really wanted to. We could go to our draw tool. We could set our fill to white, so you just click and drag it over here up at the top. And we can actually start giving our character some eyes. So let's go to layer 1, which we are on. We'll just give him an eye like that, and I'll just copy like this. You can start dressing up your character or whatever it may be. So I'm going to add another one, but I want the pupils to be black again. So what we're going to do is add another vector. Like so. So the pupils in the head. So if you want to do something really cool, like mask the pupil. So if you grab the pupil or something like that and you drag it off the character, I can still see it. You can mask it so it only stays behind the head, just in case you have something behind it you wanted to hide. So with the layer and layer 1 selected, you can select them both. And then what you could do is group with selection. And then what we're going to do is click layer 8, go to masking. And we're going to go to hide all, hit OK. And now when we go in and then we take our pupil object and we go to move it, it won't show outside of our head. It'll only show inside. So that works really good if if it's the same color, if you had a light color on your head, for example. Like I guess I could just show you. So let me get my paint bucket tool. I'll make this a light blue. We take our 7. And say I wanted to move both of the pupils or something like that, I could take it, but if I move them outside the head, you won't see them, and that works really well for not bleeding over. You can set it so it doesn't go on to the rest of the character. So if you are looking up and you have your eyes looking up or something like that, and you're looking down, and you're looking like that, and you're looking like that, and because this is a parent of the whole rig, you can even move this without any warping happening. So if I go back into my character, I go to my bone manipulate, the head stays with it, and then you can actually go in and start manipulating your character, right? So on the timeline, so when you go to your timeline, you'll notice that everything changes and all your tools disappear. This is just because you're in animation mode. You can still reposition all of the bones. So if I wanted to make the eyes move, we could put them like that. We have a keyframe at the bottom. We'll go to frame 6. He'll look up. As you see, we have that. And on frame 0, we can actually get our arms, so we can go to our bone tool. But we have to click our bone layer to be able to manipulate the bone. So always remember, if you can't see it, you're not on the bone layer. So we can actually put his arms down on the side here. You'll notice that we do have the start to an animation, I guess. And then what you could do from that frame is just move your arms up. And you have a rigged character inside of Moho. And it's really that simple to start doing anything. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's separate objects or not. You can clean that up. Even if you wanted to go back and say, if I wanted to clean up my layer 6 and layer 7, I could go back into edit mode. So we need to go back to frame 0. And it'll snap back like this. And we can even continue to edit and build our character as we're animating, which is a lot of fun. So you'll notice after we do the animation down here, we can still just redesign our character after the animation, and it'll just be in there. We don't need to actually keyframe any of the details of the character, just its position. So let's round these out a little bit. You can even add some more influences if you really wanted to. Whoops. Something like that, right? And then what you could do, say if we went to layer 2 and we wanted to draw on that, we could. You get the start to that. You get the idea, right? And then when we go back into our pose mode, and then we still have our animation from before, and he'll still move, and he just has all his details. So it's not like other software where you have to do all of your character at once and then do the animation. You can actually just use a blank character with no detail on it, do all your animation, and then just work on your detail and then close the project. It's honestly that simple, but detail is really important, especially if you're doing like lip syncing, which we'll get into in another tutorial. But that's pretty much how you rig a basic character. So you see our eye is moving with the hand. That's because our eye has not been flexi-bound. So we do need to select that as well. So I need to select the head bone, and then we need to select the eyes, and then flexi-bind, just like that. Now it won't reposition with the arm or anything like that. So it's good. As you see now, the eye is not moving, which is good. And then you could, start animating. Like, that's all you really have to do. And then again, you get your flexi-bound positions like this. You can do really cool things with the scene as well. You can even rotate in 3D. You could make a 3D scene. That's a more advanced tutorial that we'll get into. We can do multi-plane viewing like Disney and stuff like that, which is really cool to do, especially if you're doing backgrounds, because you can do parallax backgrounds. And you can easily just reset the view back to normal, which is nice. Another thing we can do is rotate the camera views. There was another way to share the layer. I think it was up here. If you wanted to do all that, you can pretty much do anything. You got to insert text. You can import video, like I said, and rotoscope around it. If you go over here to where your layer is, this is where all the things are. So if you're done with rigging in a character and you just want to play around, you want to go over here to the little section, and you got your smart bones, you got your switch, you got particles you can do, which are really good in Moho14. There's tons. There's fire. You have a whole library. So if I were to save the project and then hit open again in another project, it'll ask me if I want to open the project or import an asset from it, which is really cool. But that's pretty much how you rig a character from now. But if you wanted to also is go back and add the legs to your character, you could just select that bone and then keep creating your legs, and then you could just create your legs from there, and then everything will still be attached, and you'll have your legs and so forth. But I think that should do for now, and that should get you guys started animating. So I thank you all for tuning in. Please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next tutorial, Moho14, and we're gonna get some smart bones done. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Have a good evening.